We have the story from the New York Post. Trump demands drug test for Biden before first presidential debate. Seconded.
I swear Phil made this joke the other night when we announced the debates, or someone on here said this, that we had to screen Biden for uppers and see what's going on.
Oh, definitely he's on Adderall or something like it.
I got to shout out that viral tweet because I don't remember who I don't know the account who said it because I just saw it going around, and they said it was a CNN tweet saying the debate, June 27th, between Biden and Trump is on. And they said, we are about to see the Manhattan Project of psychoactive stimulants on this night. Yes.
And a shortage of Adderall in the city. Yeah.
Oh, no. It's going to be something new.
Yeah, that's probably right.
They're going to have like Biden. There's going to be like an IV tube going out of Biden off stage.
Right.
And
that's why he doesn't want any audience because, we could see just how much of a prop he is.
He'll be booed.
Yeah, that too.
I think his support is so low that he can't have an audience. Otherwise, Trump's going to say something like the economy's bad, and people are going to be like, yeah. And then Biden's going to say, Bidenomics is working, man, and boo.
Yeah.
I think they. I don't think that they will be saying Bidenomics. I think they moved away from that term. It's a little on the radioactive side.
Trump will say it.
Well, Trump will say it, definitely, yes. But I don't see Biden talking about it because the Biden economy is not. I mean, if you look at the numbers, the cost of living stuff, your groceries, your rent and stuff like that, those numbers are just out of hand.
Unbelievable.
Just unbelievable.
They're nothing to brag about,
compared
right?
Compared to 2019 particularly, if Trump is like,
But
go ahead.
I think the inflation is always lags behind the administration that's in. So, for example, Trump did print or had created for the CARES Act $6 trillion worth of new money that was put into the economy, which definitely has added up to inflation. It's definitely added to the inflation.
I mean, he's a Republican.
He's a Republican doing this.
Democrats don't lie about their economic spending, and Republicans lie about their economic policies. That's just the way it goes.
He's absolutely contributed to this,
Sure.
and then
But I think it still remained bad under Biden, and then everything anyone would need to combat this didn't accommodate it, right?
Yeah.
Cost of living so expensive, wages aren't keeping up, people are suffering. Every metric with the economy, if you're a young person starting out, is bad. I think the problem, like Biden's going to face during the debates, is Trump can stay laser focused on the big weaknesses in his administration. He can talk about the Afghanistan withdrawal. He can talk about the economy. He can talk about the southern border. And I don't know that Biden is going to be able to coherently defend his record and also launch a counterattack against this.
I don't know that Trump is going to actually make it about economics or monetary policy because that's not Trump's wheelhouse either. But there was that video that went around 2 weeks ago or whatever, 3 weeks ago of Biden's lead economic advisor or whatever, completely incapable of articulating why we borrow money from the Fed. Now, not that I can articulate it better, but I yell at a stick for a living. That guy's head of the president's monetary policy, advisor. And the idea that you can just keep printing money, the modern monetary theory that they're operating under, that's still fairly new when it comes to monetary theory.
A lot of spending isn't actual spending. So it's like, let's say I've got $1,000 in my bank account, and someone who works here is like, hey, we need to get the lawn mowed. I can say, I'm going to increase your debt, your spending limit to $100. And they go, okay, I didn't give them any money.
Right.
They then call a landscaper who says, can you mow the lawn? The landscaper comes, mows the lawn, and sends us a bill for $100. That bill comes due. So a lot of spending is like that. So we're adding to the national debt. Yeah. Exactly. When we're saying like, okay, we're good for the money. We're the U.S. government. Go do the work, and then we'll pay you later.
We'll send $60 billion to Ukraine for aid, for military aid. It's not spent yet, obviously.
Yeah. Of course. And what that basically means is we're going to tell all these weapons manufacturers, we're going to tell these PMCs, do it, bill us later.
Right.
And then this is what drives inflation. We're like, you know what I love about the IRS? What is it, 87,000 agents they're doing?
New ones.
The reason they're doing this is because they need the money to pay the debt. They're like, look, we're not going to get money from millionaires and billionaires. That's a leftist lie. There's not enough millionaires and billionaires to actually get enough to move the budget in any meaningful way. But you get $100 from every single American, and now we're talking. We're talking quite a bit of money. You go after millionaires and billionaires, they're going to file lawsuits, they're going to challenge you, they're going to file claims, and you're only going to end up getting what? Maybe tens of millions of dollars?
A lot of people don't realize that the so-called 1% are actually paying a lot of taxes already, and they're certainly not the bounty that these leftists think that they are. That's where all the money is at. That's absolutely not true.
They think that the way that leftists talk about billionaires and stuff, it's as if they think it's Scrooge McDuck.
Right.
He's got a vault full of gold coins, and then they go and just swim around in it. And if they just tax them, if you tax them enough, then you'll give enough money to the government to make the debt go away and pay for everything. And then they'll also still have a vault of money that they can swim in.
Yeah. But this is all premised on the idea that just by virtue of making a profit, you're a criminal, that this is actually theft. Yeah. So it really does go back to Marxism and the idea that they're robbing the workers at the point of production, exploiting them, and that's where your surplus value comes from. And then that's why the state is necessary to intermediate between the two forces, the two bodies.
The state, the labor theory of value is a load of garbage.
Totally.
It doesn't matter how much you shovel garbage. It's just garbage for almost everybody. Like, it doesn't matter how much labor you put into shoveling that. The value of something is decided by the person making the purchase.
Yes.
It's just the way that it goes.
Going back to this drug test thing, it's really funny is that I tweeted this. I tweeted drug test before the debates. And I got someone who was like, how about we test for felonies? And it's like, okay, well, there's no felonies. I don't know
Also test for felonies?
But like, they're making a point like, yeah, well, what did Trump do? And I'm like, my guy, Trump's probably on drugs too. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
we're talking about an advantage in a debate, not a total character assessment here.
But I think the idea that Trump is going to have something inside, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they say he's a germaphobe. They say he's kind of like a straight edge guy. So probably not, especially if he's called. Yeah, he doesn't drink. There were rumors that he was taking some kind of uppers at some point or whatever. I don't know that that's true, but I'm like, okay, well, if Trump's willing to do it, Biden's going to be hopped up on goofballs.
See, I want Trump to come out and be like, sure, we can do a test, but I'm only taking Alpha Brain or whatever Rogan supplement is. Like,
yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Some
like,
supplement that's, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I don't know if they've responded yet, but the Biden administration is going to act like, Trump is this terrible person for suggesting this, and how dare he, insulting character. And the reality is they insult Trump's character all the time. They say terrible things about him. Like, we're just in a mudslinging phase of politics. Neither one of these people are going to have anything interesting to say. But it is notable that Biden's team, when they release this video, like saying, "Oh, well, I challenge you to debate," you've pointed out several times, there are so many jump cuts. If you listen to it played by NPR, you're like, "Wow, this Biden sounds very different than other Biden who I heard the last week." It's when you see the jump cuts, you're like, "Oh, this isn't just a continuous take." When you're editing audio, you can use faders and dissolve. What are they called? Crossfade. And this blends the two tracks together. Mm-hmm. There's also something called room tone. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Yes, I have heard of that.
Yeah, we do this
the exact.
Well, what you do when you're producing a video is you record the room for 30 seconds to a minute with no one talking, so that you have what's called room tone, and then you can play that anytime there's a jump, so it sounds seamless.
Yes.
And they didn't even do that for Joe Biden. They just jumped cut.
they did a really bad job. I mean, they could have at least cut it from the side, moved the camera somehow, but obviously they cut that so badly.
If I was Trump, what I would do is I would have someone take a single word from a bunch of different speeches so that it's, I, Trump, hereby accept your debate. And he'll be like, I beat you with the jump cuts, Biden.
Do you think that they were doing that stylistically because that's how a lot of YouTubers do their videos?
Nope.
No, it's just that they can't get a singular.
So because I feel like you
out.
could get but I feel like if you had a competent editor, you could edit that.
No, so there's a technique that they do where they have two cameras set up, one wide, one long, and that way when they press record on both cameras, no matter how many times you mess up, they can do this thing where it jumps forward and jumps back. Mm-hmm. And that's what Biden was doing when he's like, look here, and then it gets closer, and then he says something, and then it goes further away, and then further. It's a technique for in the least amount of time trying to get the sentences you need. If they had a single shot of Biden, you could zoom in and then but it hurts the resolution. If you shoot in 4K, you can down scale to like 1080, and you don't need two cameras anymore. That's what they used to do. There's no way to edit that seamless, because if Joe Biden's going, oh well, what was the line again? Like, he's moving, and so no matter what, you're gonna have weird fades and weird jittery movements. So you just can't do it. I think the reality is that was the best they could get.
That's
it
amazing.
was 14 seconds, and it had 5 jump cuts in it.
Thanks for watching this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to check out the live show Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. on this channel. Subscribe, and we'll see you all there.